What is going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from Marvel, DC, and even IDW as well. But today, we're going to sit down and jump back over to DC Comics and begin our coverage over the Flashpoint event. This was a huge event that changed the DC universe. Now, to begin our coverage, we're going to pick up with Flashpoint, the Reverse Flash one-shot. This book right here helps us explore more of the origin of the Reverse Flash. And also, it is very important to cover this book to help us understand the whole Flashpoint event. So if you do like today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe for more content to come in the near future. But I do hope you enjoy. Now, something I do want to point out is that the Reverse Flash, which is Eobon Thawne, loved the Flash so much that he wanted to become the Flash in the 25th century, which he was able to do, and he became the Flash in the 25th century, where he was loved at first by the people, except he then started to use his powers in the wrong way. And so when Barry came into the future, Barry was able to defeat the Reverse Flash and lock him away. The only problem was when he was locked up, no one realized that Eobon Thawne had a permanent connection to the Speed Force. Now, with his permanent connection to the Speed Force, he was able to break out of prison, but also build the negative Speed Force as well, where he then used that power to travel back in time to Barry Allen's time, where at first his goal was to kill the Flash off. But then he decided it would be best to study the Flash, learn more about him before trying to kill him off, and learn everything he can about the Flash. And so he decided to jump back in time to the point where Barry Allen had received his powers from the accident that gave Barry Allen his powers. Now, this is a very important moment, not just for Barry Allen, but also important for Eobon Thawne as well. Because at first, you have Eobon Thawne think about what would happen if he stopped the accident from giving Barry Allen his powers, where he steps in and moves things around, only to find out if he does that, well, of course, Barry Allen would have not become the Flash. But then that would lead into him no longer existing, or no longer existing as the Reverse Flash. And this is huge for him because he hated Barry Allen so much he wanted to kill him. But now he cannot kill Barry Allen off, because if he does, that would change him as well. Now, if you are the Reverse Flash, what do you do now? Because now he can't kill off Barry Allen, because if he does, well, he goes away. And so that leads into him battling the Flash for no good reason. Except that is when it comes to Eobon Thawne seeing Iris West. If he can't kill the Flash, he can at least hurt the people close to Barry Allen. Except when it comes to her, Barry Allen always finds a way to save her no matter what, because that is the woman he loves so much. We even see Barry go as far as killing off a version of the Reverse Flash to save Iris West. This leads into the Reverse Flash thinking of other ways he could affect the life of Barry Allen. And so he goes even farther back in time, to the point where Barry Allen is a kid, and to the Reverse Flash that gives him an array of new ways to mess with the life of Barry Allen, putting Barry Allen in positions where he could be hurt, or taking people out of Barry Allen's life so he was always lonely. He was finding small things to mess with Barry, but it still was not enough for the Reverse Flash. And so what can you do to actually satisfy that hunger to hurt the Flash? That is when the story leads over to showing us the mother of Barry Allen, and we know what this means for the story. This is the lynch point that makes Barry Allen become the Flash, but also the lynch point that makes Barry Allen change the timeline that leads into the big event called the Flashpoint. Because after Barry Allen's father goes to work, leaving the mother alone, that's when the book closes with the Reverse Flash visiting Barry Allen's mother, and we know that he ends up killing her, but also this is the end of the book. Now, this is part of the video where I sit down and give my thoughts on about the book we just covered. And to be honest, y'all, when it comes to Flashpoint, Reverse Flash, this book right here, it only shows how addictive Eobon Thawne was into hurting Barry Allen. And I kind of like the fact the book explored that addiction. I mean, we had a few books that did show us his addiction to hurt Barry Allen, but this book goes even farther than those books did. It goes deeper and deeper to the point where this man traveled all the way back in time, not just to when Barry Allen got his powers, but also back in time to the point where Barry Allen was a kid. Because the man who once loved Barry Allen turned that love into hate, had an addiction to use his hate to kill off the person he used to love. And that's why I like this book so much, because it explores his addiction to hurt Barry Allen. And truthfully, that is the only reason why I like this book. The artwork is meh to me, could have been better, but besides that, it's a good book. I like the way they explore the addiction of Eobon Thawne wanting to hurt Barry Allen. But anyways, guys, go ahead and leave me a like down below, and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next time.